Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
What's up guys, Phil, Bold City Pictures here with part 2 of the Panasonic Lumix G85 review. I took it to Walt Disney World and I'm going to show you some pictures here and some video. This is a view from our room during sunset, pretty nice. I wanted to take some pictures, these are all straight out of the camera. Some more pictures just to give you an idea on what this camera can do. Didn't really take a ton of pictures, but again, here is the view from our room during sunset. No modifications done to these pictures. From the safari, some elephants, a little baby there, kind of cute. Lion, just kind of chilling out on the rock. I would have to say, this is another view of our room. Pictures look pretty good, again, straight out of the camera. JPEGs, here are the stormtroopers marching. Just crisp, clean. Some of these were taking very harsh light. Here's one of a butterfly. I'm going to zoom in on this one and show you a little more detail here in the butterfly. Also took some pictures of a flower here, and you'll see this at the Flower and Garden Festival, and I'll zoom in on this one as well to give you an idea of the detail. It's pretty good for close-up shots. Not quite macro quality, but pretty darn good. Here's some more flowers. They did a really good job at Epcot with the Flower and Garden Festival. Here is one of the topiaries, a dragon in China. Kind of harsh daylight, not great. Here's one of Epcot, and you can kind of see the moon in this one if you look. I wanted to do some video. This video is shot at ISO 6400, which is the max on this particular camera. This is the Festival of the Lion King. Really, really dark in this room, and at times there's a fair amount of light, but really not enough to even probably bring it down to ISO 3200. But I wanted to give you an idea on the amount of grain that you would see at 6400, and I think this clip will highlight some of the grain. It is grainy at 6400, but you know, it's ISO 6400. I think if you look at the video and on a large screen television, I don't know that it's going to make that big a difference, or that you'll notice the grain more. I think that it's an acceptable amount, in my eyes, an acceptable amount of grain at 6400. I'm just going to let you watch this video for a second, but try to look at where the contrast is, really where the dark meets the light, and see if you notice any grain. There are some shots that I did notice grain a little more than in other shots, but I would say in a darker scene like this where there's not a ton of light, you don't notice the grain as much. So you can see now that as the light comes up, you might be able to notice the grain a little bit more here. But I would say again, the camera handled the noise, I think, fairly well, and nothing has been done to this video, no processing whatsoever. I just pulled it into Premiere and put it into my timeline, so there's no noise reduction, there's really nothing done to this video, no correction on the exposure. Again, I think for a Micro Four Thirds camera at 6400 ISO, pretty impressed with the video. There might be cameras out there that are a little bit better. I also wanted to take some video in the bright daylight, so what this next clip is living with the land, and you can see what the camera can do. This is ISO 200, and we're moving in a boat here. I don't know if you've been on the ride, but it's a slow moving boat ride that takes you through a bunch of different displays, and this is kind of one of their greenhouses or gardens. And I wanted to check the focus, and you can see that the focus in this slow moving boat is not the best. You can see here that it kind of misses focus, but again, we're moving, slow moving, I don't know, we might be moving a couple miles per hour in a boat, so it doesn't really seem like the focus locked on to anything really. If you, again, paying attention to the text that you see here, it doesn't really seem that it locked into it. Although I will say, if you look at the foliage or you look at the plants and the veggies, I don't think you notice the focus as much as when you're looking at the text. So it's a good indication of what the autofocus is doing. Again, it never really seems to grab focus, but this camera, not really known for its focusing abilities. It's the contrast detect autofocus system, so it's not going to be good as some of the hybrid cameras that are out there. But I will say that overall, I'm impressed with it. I don't really need focus in a lot of what I'm doing, especially here, is not critical. You know, if you are a videographer and you're looking for something where you need critical focus, I would say that this is probably not the best camera, but overall, it's a great camera. I'm still impressed with it. It's still going to be my main travel camera. Great stills, great video, even in low light. The video looks really good. In the first review, I did show some low light photo examples. Not necessarily great for low light photography, but it is a micro four thirds sensor, so you won't get great low light, and the lenses that I have aren't really what they call fast lenses, or don't really open up as much as some of the other lenses. So hope you enjoyed this review. Please like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you like what you see. We appreciate it. Phil, Bold City Pictures. We'll talk to you again next time.